girl has got a lot to offer. She's not just a pretty face. She clearly has got a great interest in humanitarian work, which chimes beautifully with Prince Harry. I mean, goodness me, hasn't this royal matured over the last 10 years?
She was at the US,
she was
in the embassy in Buenos Aires.
Yeah, she gave this great speech to the UN. Ban Ki-moon was there applauding it. Look, she's a confident woman. If you watch any of her YouTube videos or you read anything she's written or you look on her website, she's very self-assured. She's very in tune with social media. She knows how to connect and communicate. But actually, that's probably what we need in 21st century royal life. I think looking forward, people have said, oh, can he marry a divorcee? Well, Prince Charles has.
There is this clip making rounds on Twitter where the monarchists' ringleader, Camilla Tominey, is sitting there calmly breaking down Meghan Sussex's pre-royal life like she's reading the weather report. No screaming, no eye-twitching, no dramatic concerned citizen energy, just straight facts. Successful actress, independent woman, confident, humanitarian. That's it. And people online are sitting there like, wait, hold on, you're used to say this out loud. So what changed? Because the clip feels like somebody accidentally leaked deleted scenes from an alternate universe. You watch it now and it's genuinely hilarious. Same woman, same resume, same charity work, same personality, but suddenly the media started acting like Meghan woke up one morning and invented confidence just to annoy palace reporters personally. Be serious. This is why regular people don't trust these people anymore. Folks are not stupid. People remember the old coverage. They remember when Meghan was being introduced like a modern, successful woman bringing fresh energy into the royal family. Back then, these commentators were practically glowing. They talked about her career, her activism, her intelligence, her global image. Now suddenly they want us to believe she's some evil mastermind because she makes jam and goes to charity events. Come on, man. The funniest part is watching them call everything a rebrand. A rebrand? My brother in Christ, she was doing humanitarian work before she met Prince Harry. That's like calling LeBron James playing basketball at 40 a rebrand. No, that's literally the same job. And this is where regular people started connecting the dots. The energy changed the second Harry and Meghan stopped feeding the royal press machine directly. That's when the vibes got nasty, real nasty. Because let's be honest here, a lot of these royal commentators weren't just reporting news, they were surviving off access, tiny palace crumbs, little leaks, random insider whispers. That was the business model. Then Harry and Meghan basically said, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. And suddenly the media acted like somebody unplugged life support. Now every handshake becomes a scandal, every outfit becomes controversial, every interview becomes an attack on the monarchy, every smile becomes carefully calculated. It's giving ex-girlfriend who still checks your Instagram stories. That's the energy. And normal people can feel it. Even people who don't care about royalty at all can spot when somebody's being weirdly obsessed. That's why these clips go viral now. Folks are comparing old footage to new footage and realizing, wait, you all switched up hard. Because if Meghan was supposedly this terrible person from day one, why were the same commentators praising her back then? Exactly. The math is not mathing. And honestly, this whole thing says something bigger about modern media. A lot of headlines today are not built around truth, they're built around engagement. Outrage pays bills, drama gets clicks, and Meghan became the perfect target because every article about her turns the internet into WrestleMania. It's not journalism anymore half the time, it's reality TV with expensive accents. That's why people are exhausted. Regular people are already dealing with rent, jobs, bills, relationships, life stress. Then they open social media and see a columnist having a full emotional breakdown because Meghan held a tote bag incorrectly at a farmer's market. Who cares? Meanwhile, Meghan keeps doing the same stuff she's always done. Charity work, public speaking, media projects, family life, existing, breathing, drinking water probably. And somehow that alone sends an entire section of the British media into cardiac arrest every Tuesday morning. At this point, the obsession itself has become the story, because nothing exposes a fake narrative faster than old footage. The internet never forgets. Those clips are receipts. And now people are finally replaying the tapes and realizing, oh, so the problem was never actually Meghan. Yeah, that's what's making everybody uncomfortable now. The craziest part about this whole situation is how fast the switch-up happened. Like 1 minute, these royal reporters were sitting on television talking about Meghan Sussex like she was the future. Smart, independent, successful, humanitarian, a self-made woman with global appeal. Then, suddenly, boom, everybody started acting like she personally robbed Buckingham Palace with a tote bag and a podcast microphone. And people noticed. That's the problem. The internet got receipts now. Folks can literally pull up the old clips side by side and watch the transformation happen in real time. It's like watching somebody join a new group chat and immediately start talking different. One day, Meghan brings fresh energy to the monarchy. Next week, Meghan breathing near a candle may destroy the Commonwealth. Huh? Be serious. And honestly, regular people know this behavior because we've all seen it before. It happens at jobs every day. The moment somebody stops playing office politics, suddenly the whispers begin. Oh, she thinks she's better than everyone. He's difficult. She changed. No, they just stopped giving people access. That's what this feels like. Because once Harry and Meghan stopped feeding the royal press machine little exclusive crumbs every 5 seconds, some of these commentators lost it completely. The coverage stopped sounding like journalism and started sounding like somebody hate-watching their former high school rival on Instagram. You could hear the frustration in their voices too, every sentence dripping with, "How dare they not call us back?" And the female commentators especially. Hoof, some of them looked personally offended by Meghan existing confidently in public. It stopped being reporting and started sounding like somebody hate-watching their former high school rival on Instagram. Everything became shady. If Meghan smiles, calculated. If she's quiet, manipulative. If she works, attention-seeking. If she disappears, desperate for privacy. That's why people are rolling their eyes at the coverage now. It became too obvious. The mask slipped. At least before, they pretended to sound neutral. Now, some of these segments sound like they were written in the comments section of Facebook at 2 a.m. after 3 glasses of Chardonnay. And let's talk about this rebrand nonsense for a second, because it's genuinely funny. How are you going to call somebody's charity work a rebrand when there's literal footage of her doing the same humanitarian work before marriage? That's not a rebrand, that's consistency. By that logic, Serena Williams playing tennis for years is a PR strategy. Make it sense. And this is why regular people connect with Harry and Meghan more than the media wants to admit. Not because everybody is some giant royal fan. Most people barely care about royal protocols and palace curtains and whatever else these people argue about for 6 hours on breakfast television. But people do understand bullying. People do understand workplace politics. People do understand fake smiles and sudden switch-ups. Everybody's dealt with that coworker who loved you until you stopped being useful to them. That's the vibe here. The media wanted unlimited access forever. They wanted private details, inside gossip, little palace breadcrumbs to keep the machine running.
Harry and Meghan said, "Nah, we're good." And the response was basically, "Fine, then we'll turn every avocado into an international incident." It became ridiculous. At some point, the obsession got so intense, it stopped hurting Meghan's image and started hurting the media's credibility instead. Because normal people eventually start asking, why are y'all this emotional about strangers? And nobody ever has a good answer. That's the part cracking people up now. These commentators sound exhausted. Meghan could post a jam jar tomorrow and somewhere in London a columnist would type 4,000 angry words like they're defending the kingdom from a Marvel villain. Meanwhile, Meghan is just living her life, and that's what really burns them up. People keep acting like Meghan Sussex suddenly appeared out of nowhere the day she married into the royal family, and honestly, that's the funniest part of this whole circus. Like, y'all do know she had a whole life before the palace gates, right? This woman already had money, already had a career, already had global connections, already had influence. She wasn't sitting in a tower somewhere waiting for a prince to validate her existence like it's a Disney remake from 1954. The receipts are literally online forever. Old interviews, charity campaigns, UN work, speeches, photos from Rwanda, clean water projects, gender equality panels. all of it happened before Prince Harry entered the chat. That's why those old clips of Camilla Tominey hit people so hard right now. Because back then she was describing Meghan honestly, confident, self-assured, humanitarian, no dramatic music, no fake concern, no angry newspaper energy, just facts. And now, suddenly, the same media ecosystem wants people to pretend Meghan invented charity work in 2024 as part of some evil PR rollout. Please, be serious for 1 second. Meanwhile, the person is literally acting the exact same way they always did. That's why this Meghan conversation feels familiar to so many people. It stopped being about royalty years ago. Now it feels like watching workplace jealousy happen on an international scale. And let's be honest, some of these commentators sound deeply irritated that Meghan existed before the monarchy. That's the real twist nobody wants to say out loud. Because she didn't arrive broke, didn't arrive silent, didn't arrive needing permission to matter. That bothers people a lot, especially in systems where women are expected to shrink themselves down and act grateful forever. Meghan came in with her own resume, her own audience, her own network, her own confidence. And some folks reacted to that the way a manager reacts when the new employee already knows how to do the job better than everybody else. Pure panic. All right, y'all, that is the tea for today. If the royal reporters are stress-eating biscuits somewhere after seeing old Meghan clips resurface again, listen, we wish them healing and maybe a strong cup of chamomile. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and join the chaos. Drop your thoughts in the comments because I know y'all got opinions on this one. And remember, the internet never forgets, receipts live forever, and apparently old footage is now the royal press's greatest enemy. I'm your host, Miles, and I will catch you in the next one. Stay safe, stay messy, and please don't start a national emergency over somebody selling jam. Bye!